Hey y'all. So I seen a video yesterday on social media that inspired me to look at a larger interview with Odell Beckham and LeBron James for this new show on HBO called The Shop, where guys sit around in the barbershop and talk about stuff that they normally wouldn't talk about. And Odell was talking about, how he came into the league at a young age and basically how he feels like a prisoner to fame. He draws the parallel between being an athlete and going to the zoo, and how you would see the lions in the zoo and you want the lion to do lion things and it's just laying there like, why am I here? He was saying that he himself feels like that lion in the zoo, that he can be walking down the street and going to the grocery store and somebody will scream out the window, Odell, dance, or somebody will run up in his face and want a picture, and for whatever reason, because he's unavailable or unable to take the picture, he now becomes an asshole. And he was just saying, basically he feels like he's in the cage. And though I am nowhere near an Odell Beckham level in terms of social profile, I totally understand his sentiments and his feelings, and it got my wheels to churning and thinking about the cons of being a YouTuber, the cons of being popular on social media, the cons of being recognizable. And I'll say, for me, I really love what I do, y'all. Like, I'm up to 4 and 5 in the morning brainstorming, watching stuff, creating, and that don't bother me. You'll never hear me complain about, the hard work, because I love what I do. Like, even when I'm working 10 and 12 hours straight creating, researching, brainstorming, it doesn't feel like work because I am enjoying it. But I will say the one major con for me is dealing with people. Dealing with people, their opinions, their hate, and for me, just their idiocy, if that's a damn word. Like, it's just a lot of idiots out there. And I think for me, because my brain, for the most part, works in a fairly rational manner, when you have people constantly coming at you with irrational things that don't make sense, it can get under your skin and have your blood boil. I think the biggest part for me that's the most annoying is the fact that you realize by the things that people write just how doomed as a society we are. Like, there are just some people out here that just fucking think ass backwards, and what's troubling is that they honestly believe the things that are coming out of their mouth. And there are days, y'all, that I have to throw my phone down because I read through the comments and be like, this cannot be life. Like, there cannot be people who honestly believe this bullshit that they are typing. And I recognize the fact, God damn it, what's in my eye? I recognize the fact that everybody is entitled to their opinions. Sure. But that doesn't change the fact that it makes me feel a way when I process them. The other thing that is challenging is having people think that they know you. Like, people think, and you hear sometimes reality TV people, talk about this, and I can relate to, you guys get 1 or 2 angles of me. And then people take those 1 or 2 angles and distribute it across your entire character and your entire life. And, to a degree that's my fault, their fault, our fault, because you can only go based off of what you see. And if all you get from me is a 10-minute snapshot, then that's all you've got to make your judgment. And I completely understand that. I operate the same way. But it is challenging at times when you're, in a situation or you're in a conversation with someone, or you read through some of the comments and people just come at you like they know you. And the reality of the situation is you don't. You know what I carefully and consciously and selectively choose to show you. Like, even those that support and love me and think I'm great, at the end of the day, you don't know me and I don't know you. So that gets challenging sometimes, because you see people, they just speak so vehemently like they know what's going on. I think another third con for me would be, and this one just annoys me sometimes. There once was a time on YouTube many years ago, especially in Black YouTube, where everybody coexisted, right? And there was just this unspoken rule that you didn't mention, bother, comment on anybody else. You stuck to your art. You stuck to what you were doing, right? And a few years back, I don't know what's changed with the landscape, but this new culture of like YouTube combativeness has come about, and you know, people fussing and making videos about each other. And I just remember looking back like, when did this start? Because for some of us that have been in the game for a long time, we've been in the game all this time and have never had these problems. You know what I'm saying? So that gets kind of annoying, because I come from a place when it didn't used to be that way. So to see something that you do and love be corrupted with bullshit, that gets a little challenging. And y'all, that's why sometimes y'all see me take these 2 weeks off, I be gone, or a week off, I be gone. It be for my mental sanity. Like some days I wake up and I'm just like, God, I can't do this week. I just can't. I need a break. I need a break. I need a break from the ignorance. I need a break from people coming at me left and right. I need a break from people thinking they knowing me. I need a break from the bullshit. I just need a break. It can be a lot. And I'll say this to anybody who is aspiring to get into social media and YouTube videos and stuff. You know, you've got to have thick skin. Indeed you do. And you've got to have a very strong foundation, because I tell you something, I don't care how strong you are, people coming at you sideways continuously all the time, on a daily basis, at times it'll wear you down. When you're not operating on 100, that shit will bother you from time to time, and I'm not immune to it. I'm human. And when it gets to bothering me are the days and times that I check the fuck out, and I go get rest, and I go do something. I go out of town. I go to the pool, lay on the beach, go down to the bar with the Rich Cosby, and do all those types of things to keep my mental sanity intact. So, you know, this is new for me. I rarely give y'all, and I do it on purpose. Like, I rarely, y'all catch glimpses of it. You know, I might drop a little some of my family stuff, you know, from time to time, or drop how I feel about certain subjects. But I make it a point to really, really, really keep the things that are dear to me and what I feel to myself, because I don't necessarily want them to be exploited by the viewing public. It's not y'all's business, for one. And then, I don't know, I just like to have a little something for myself that doesn't belong to the world. But this was one of those ones that I thought, you know what, could probably help somebody and just maybe give you guys a more in-depth look into how I think and how I feel about certain things. So that's that. I just wanted to get this off my chest, and I can cross this off my list and get on with my day and get out of this little feeling or this funk or this mind state I was in. That happens to me sometimes. Like I'll get some inspiration from somewhere, or I'll hear something, and I won't be able to move on and get to the reality TVs and to the fun stuff until whatever's on my heart is bothering me, I get it out. And now that it's done, we can return to the regularly scheduled programming. At any rate, y'all be sure to like and subscribe. Check that little bell button, that way you'll get notifications every time I make a video. And I'll call you later. Bye.